Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana, and I am so excited to be celebrating 10 years of meaningful conversations with you. As we step into our new primetime hour, it's such an honor to share this exciting new chapter with you. So whether you're starting your day out, headed to work, or listening from wherever you are, this hour is designed to bring you thoughtful dialogue, fresh insight, and inspiring stories so you can make every moment count. So thank you for being here with me today, and let's dive in. We're here today with special guest, Wy Livingston, who's here to share with us Eco Bidét, a clean you can carry. Have you ever wished that you could take that fresh, just washed feeling with you wherever you go? Well, today's guest is here to share with us a new product that does just that. Wy Livingston, the founder of Eco Bidét, a clean you can carry, shares with us the portable TSA-approved bidet in a bottle that uses gentle plant-based formula so you can feel comfortable, clean, and refreshed anytime, anywhere. Wy introduces the inspiration behind Eco Bidét, why so many people are turning to portable cleansing solutions like this, and how this refillable, travel-friendly design is creating a new standard for on-the-go comfort and cleanliness. From running daily errands to long-distance travel, Eco Bidét offers a simple way to feel clean, confident, and cared for no matter where life takes you. So welcome to the show, Wy Livingston.
Thanks so much. I appreciate being able to be on today.
Well, what an honor it is to have you here. And my goodness, I mean, we've known each other for a while. I consider you one of my dearest friends. In fact, in many ways, and we always say that we're all adopted here. You're
Yes.
definitely such a close person. What even got this on your radar? How did you decide to invent this product?
Well, I'm a kind of a serial entrepreneur. I've been in multiple businesses after leaving corporate America. I consider myself a retired, frustrated corporate executive. So I've been looking for things, and I've got a very creative mind. But this really didn't even have anything to do with this. This was more of a practical matter. And what transpired a few years ago is I was getting dressed for a really important meeting. And you know how you get up in the morning, you're feeling good, you hop in the shower, you got your hair curled and ready, put on your makeup, you put on your best outfit. And I left the house, I got to the meeting early, did my presentation, sat back down in the boardroom, and they had refreshments, like a continental breakfast, if you will, and coffee and tea. And, I just took a little nibble here, a little nibble there. And all of a sudden, I had to go to the bathroom, and it wasn't number one. I'll put it that way. And so I go to the bathroom and, finish my business. And I'm sitting there, though, thinking the whole time how fresh and wonderful was feeling 10 minutes ago, and and not quite as fresh and wonderful now. And as you know, in most, particularly public restrooms, the water source, the sink, is across from the stalls. And so I kept thinking, God, if I could just wet this toilet paper, I could get my act together. But there's people in and out of there. So what am I going to do? Open the stall door, run over to the sink, wet the toilet paper, come back into the stall? No. So finished my business, if you will, and the rest of the day, just not feeling that top of the morning like I did when I left. And so I got home, and I mean, for most people, that's no big deal. That happens to people every day. But it just kind of stuck with me how, wow, if I had had a little spritz that I could have spritzed on that toilet paper, that sure would have made me feel better. And so I kind of let it go. And then probably 2 or 3 weeks later, literally, I'm on an airplane, And, not the same situation, but, we all go to the toilet and it's like, God, I wish I had a spray or something again. And then probably 2 or 3 months later, I go to an outdoor concert and have to unfortunately go to a porta potty. And as I'm walking in, I'm like, here I go again. I wish I had some kind of spray. So that's the gist of it. It came out of necessity of me just wanting to recapture that clean feeling I had when I left the house that morning. And then it popped in my head, wow, I need a clean I can carry, which is our tagline now. So I did a lot of research and looked at all sorts of combinations of ingredients. I knew I wanted something that was pH balanced because this is going primarily on your private parts, although people that have tested the product for me have used it on other body parts and they love it. So I got the ingredient list together. I found a manufacturer who specialized in these types of products. And we went, over a year back and forth, testing different combinations and finally settled on a formula. And the whole time I'm thinking, what am I going to call this? What am I going to call this? Well, it has tea in it too. It has tea tree oil, which is kind of my background in the tea business. And I said, well, I don't really want to call it that. And then I was doing some research about how ecologically unfriendly some of the products out on the market who indicate they're flushable, and they're really not. Or you've got municipalities around the country that are up in arms over what's happening to their plumbing systems. And you got the plumbing associations that are, they get called out to people's homes and lo and behold, it's these wet wipes and things that are clogging up the system. And so then I said, well, I need something that's ecologically friendly. So that's where the eco comes from. And then I'm like, well, what is this spritz? It's a clean you can carry. It's like carrying your own little bidet. And so, bidets originated in the 18th century, France, and they were a luxury item for personal hygiene. And then they've evolved significantly over the centuries. And they're a common fixture in many cultures worldwide. And the term bidet comes from a French word for pony. And it reflects the straddling position used when operating the device. And so, I did all this research on bidet and this research on eco, and then it just came together, Marianne, Eco Bidét, a clean you can carry. And thus it was born.
Well, thank you for taking the time to share that with us. And I will also vouch, and I'm sure there are many people out there, this is something that most people never want to talk about, but I'm sure everyone experiences. And it's like, so how can we make sure that we're using something that makes us feel clean, refreshed, but also has what I love about your product is a pH balance. So can you share a little bit about that?
Yes, this is for men and women, and the ingredients that are used are specifically to keep that pH balance of the product around 5.4, 5.5. And the reason is you don't want something that's too astringent. You don't want something that is going to be an irritant. That's why the ingredients were so carefully chosen. And I didn't make the product with a lot of scent to it or perfumery because, again, it's a unisex product. But also, I didn't want any artificial scents and things in there that might irritate people. Again, this is going on a very private part of your body, and so we had to be very careful, which is why the contract manufacturer did, lots of tests on the product for me. It is just one of the most gentle, soothing products, and I'm just really pleased with how it's turned out. I've had people testing the product for over 6 months now, and just loving it. In fact, the testers that I gave out, everyone's asking when can we get some more of this? Because here's the deal: It's just like when during COVID when people became so accustomed to using their hand sanitizers. Even though we're not in the COVID era now, people still use their hand sanitizers and probably maybe not as prolific as before, but it's still part of their routine and part of what you'll find in gym bags and purses and briefcases, so forth and so on. Well, that's what's happening with this product. With the folks that tested it for me, they have grown accustomed to it, and now that they're out, it's like, where is my Eco Bidet? That's what I want everyone to feel. That's how I want them to think about this product. It's something that you need to carry with you all the time because, to your point, Marianne, this is a subject that people really are a little, they're a little iffy about whether they want to talk about it. But these kinds of things are becoming so normalized now. If you think about the bathroom tissue commercials with the little bears, and he's got the tissue paper stuck to his butt, and it's to sell the toilet paper. 10 years ago, you wouldn't have seen that on TV, even though it's cartoonish. It's just that topic was not something that was explored, along with all sorts of private, intimate areas of the body that now commercials are just freely out there, and people are just becoming more comfortable having these conversations because who are we kidding? We all use the bathroom multiple times a day. And it doesn't matter if we're at home, at work, if we're traveling, if we're at a concert, if we're at the movie theater, all of those things. And for women, for us, we don't have the luxury of being able to stand and do this like men. It's always, wow, wouldn't it be nice to have this little spritz that you can use with whatever cleaning material you use in the restroom and come out just feeling a little fresher.
Well, why, I have to tell you, I love Eco Bidet. I've ordered quite a bit. I've given them as gifts to my friends, and everybody loves them, and they thank me for introducing them to Eco Bidet. Can you share the website and where people can go to order their own Eco Bidet right now?
Absolutely. So it's eco-bidet.com. That's one way you can get to our landing page. And or you can go to lookwhatyouffound.com. That's LOOKWHATYOUFOUND.com. That is our e-commerce store. And Eco Bidet is one of the products which will be listed and you can easily find. So you can get to the pre-order page by either method, lookwhatyouffound.com or eco-bidet.com.
Well, why, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
I am so appreciative of the time you've given me to explain our wonderful product. We're very excited, and I love what you do, Mary Ann, and it's just a blessing today to be able to share this with your audience.
Well, thank you, Why. It's been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about your new product, Eco Bidet. Visit eco-bidet.com to learn more about their products, how this portable TSA-approved bidet in a bottle is the gift that everyone wants, but people are afraid to talk about, but they'll be thanking you all year long. Again, that's eco-bidet.com, a clean you can carry. To view other products created by Wy Livingston, visit lookwhatyouffound.com. There she has everything from knit hats that have stereos in them to luggage to outerwear. It's got everything for everybody. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You're listening to Moments with Mary Ann, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.